Namaste, this is Yacharanya. Today I'll be telling you the story of Trishanku. Long ago, there was a king called Satyavata. He was from the Ikshvaku dynasty. He was in love with his own body and he was deeply moved at the thought of dying as he had to part with his body, and he desired to go to the heavens with his own body and went to his guru sage Vashishta to express his wish. Now sage Vashishta refused as his wish was against the law of nature, as no one could go to the heavens with their own body. Now King Satyavrata was disappointed, so he approached his guru's sons, sage Vashishta's sons. They too refused. King Satyavata told that he would give anything that they wanted if they did this favor for him. Now the sons were enraged at Satyavata's three mistakes. The first one, his desire was against the law of nature. The second one, he disobeyed his guru. The third one, he was bribing for his desire. So they cursed him. May you become a Chandala, which means with an ugly face, and you shall be named as Trishanku, and you'll be wandering in forests. And as to the curse, when the next morning when he woke up as a Chandala, which means with a very ugly face. Not even his ministers and the soldiers could recognize him. So he was banished and he was roaming in the forest when sage Vishwamitra recognized him and said, "You are King Satyavrata? What made you come to this state?" Satyavrata explained his guru's son's curse, and he said that, "I have been following Dharma for the entire of my life, but I have been cursed." The sage Vishwamitra was deeply moved by emotions. He had a weakness that he would be moved with emotions. So he said that, "I will do it for you. I shall send you to the heavens with your own body." That there was another reason why why Vishwamitra accepted to perform this yajna or this favor for King Satyavata, because he was against sage Vashishta. When Vashishta had refused, Vishwamitra was ready to do it. So he arranged a yajna platform and invited all the sages to attend the yajna. The sages were afraid of Vishwamitra's anger and decided to attend the yajna. But the sage Vashishta's sons were not ready to attend the yajna, and they humiliated Vishwamitra for performing such a yajna. So Vishwamitra cursed them that they would be born in a tribal community which would eat dog's flesh, and they would be born for 7 generations. After this, in the yajna platform, Vishwamitra offered Trishanku as an offering, but no gods were ready to accept it. So he used all his spiritual power, all the power that he gained using his all the austerities that he performed, and pushed King Trishanku to the heavens. And now Indra said, "Who are you? Coming in this Chandala body? You have been cursed by your preceptors. Go down." He pushed King Satyavata, and Satyavata was like, "Save me, Vishwamitra." Now Vishwamitra again pushed him up to heavens, and Indra was pushing him on the other hand. Vishwamitra was pushing him from the down. Indra was pushing him from the up. So King Trishanku, he turned upside down, and then the Devas explained to Vishwamitra what was he doing. Such great wrong what he was doing. Explained to him, and Vishwamitra realized. He pacified his senses, and then he thought, "I must keep my word to King Satyavata." So he created a new realm in between earth and the heavens. There stood another realm in which King Trishanku stays upside down, his own heaven, King Trishanku's heaven. Now, after this, Vishwamitra proceeded to the westwards to push Pushkara to perform his austerities, and he did this rigorous tapas. Brahma was so, fulfilled with his tapas and blessed him to become a rishi. Vishwamitra was not satisfied. He had become an ordinary rishi. He wanted to become a Brahma rishi. So he went off into another series of tapas. But now the Devas were afraid that Vishwamitra would become powerful. So they sent their heavenly damsel, Menaka, to enchant Vishwamitra with her beauty. And Menaka indeed enchanted Vishwamitra with her beauty. Her beauty was endless. It was so enchanting that Vishwamitra was moved away from his path, and he spent time in Menaka's presence. And at last he realized that he had deviated from his vow, and Menaka now trembled. He assured Menaka that he wouldn't curse her because she was following the orders of her master Indra, and it was Vishwamitra's own folly to waste his time. Again he went to the Himalayas to perform tapas. This time he performed another rigorous tapas, terrible austerities, and Brahma appeared before him and said, "You have become a Maharishi." Vishwamitra was not satisfied. He had to become a Brahmarishi. He had only become a Maharshi. So he thought of going into a terrible austerities. But now King Indra sent the celestial dancer Ramba to enchant Vishwamitra. Ramba was scared. She was so unwilling that Indra said that she wouldn't be alone. She would be accompanied by the god of love and the spirit of spring. Both of them accompanied Ramba, but still Ramba, unwilling, went in front of Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra opened his eyes and saw such a beauty and said, and he was very angry at seeing such a beauty. He cursed her. "Oh, you temptress! Oh, you temptress! I have been trying to control my anger and all my desires, but you have come to break my vows. You may be frozen for 10,000 years." After that, he had realized how far was he from the fulfillment. Then he went to the Himalayas to perform the tapas. Actually, when he was in the Himalayas, when Ramba came to enchant him, this time he went to the east to seek shelter to do the tapas. He performed terrible tapas. He held his breathing. He left all the worldly desire and performed tapas. He performed such a fine tapas that the smoke and fumes that arose from his body surrounded the earth, and the Devas frightened. The Devas were frightened that Brahma came and said, "Oh my son, you have become a Brahmarishi." Now Vishwamitra was happy, but he said, "How can I be happy unless I hear from sage Vashishta's word? I have become a Brahmarishi." Sage Vashishta said, "Yes, you have got the fulfillment of your tapas. You have indeed become a Brahmarishi, my brother." This was the story of Vishwamitra. In the next episode, this was the story of Vishwamitra. In the next episode, let us see why Vishwamitra came to the court of King Dasaratha. That's it for today. Thank you. If you really like my videos, please do like, share, and subscribe.